Chuck Klosterman, something I have always enjoyed about your writing is the intellect and enlightenment you bring to such a wide range of topics. So it's a unique style, it's enviable and wonderful, and now we're going to quiz you on it and probably make fun of you a little bit. It's a segment we call the Klosterquiz. And Chuck, I'm going to give you a series of questions. With each one, you'll have 1 minute to answer. You will then be graded by our judges. If you win, if your score is sufficient, the musicians on stage will perform a shambling, under-rehearsed Beach Boys cover.
Okay. How many questions are there?
I believe there will be 4 questions.
4 questions. How many do I? Okay, so I need to get an average score of what?
Well, you know, that's where it gets a little bit fuzzy. Our judges tonight are John Munson, Craig Finn, and we've pulled in an audience member, Minneapolis actor and North Dakota native, Chuck, Mike Rylander. So our 3 judges are free to base their score on a 1 through 10 scale, a letter scale. They can illustrate their answers, and we'll just see how it goes. All right, Chuck, are you ready?
How much time do I have for questions?
You have 1 minute per question. First question. What's better, Black Sabbath, The Empire Strikes Back, tacos, or the Tom Brady-era New England Patriots? Go.
Well, Tony Iommi is the guitar player for Black Sabbath, and his fingers were cut off in an industrial accident. Tom Brady has long hair, so it has not been cut. Tacos, I don't really eat that much. The Empire Strikes Back is the best of the Star Wars movies, although it's unbelievable that every planet would only have one climate. So I would say that the best of those 4 would probably be Black Sabbath, excluding the era with Ronnie James Dio.
All right, let's see how you did. John Munson. John, please read your answer out loud.
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader, okay. Craig Finn, your score?
This is supposed to be like a rocking hand with one finger cut off. That's Tony Iommi, so pretty good.
Okay, all right. Mike Rylander.
I gave Chuck 3.5 severed fingers.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so that's like a B+.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. All right, you ready for the next question?
Okay.
If Saved by the Bell were to return, should it be as a TV show, movie, Broadway musical, legitimate opera, or other? Go.
A boat.
Describe the boat.
The boat would be 60 cubits by 40 cubits. But instead of animals, it would only have the components of Bayside High, which is nerds, jocks, a bunch of really hot girls, and a guy with a big phone.
Okay, you're not even using all the allotted time here.
No, I knew it was a boat right away.
All right, John Munson.
I give an 8.
An 8. Nice. Craig Finn.
Spinal Tap goes to 11.
Mike Rylander.
2 AC Slater mullets. But I will add, that is a perfect score since that's all that can fit on the whiteboard. Oh. So that's a perfect, yeah.
Not bad. Chuck, you're doing well. How are you feeling?
Confident.
Confident? All right.
It seems that the judging is somewhat all over the board, and I will be able to appeal this if you deny me victory. How will he argue that the mullets were not good enough, you know?
Question 3. Van Halen has had a hard time keeping a lead singer. Who should they get?
Well, who should they get? In other words, are you saying that, because David Lee Roth is in the band now,
who would be the ideal lead singer of Van Halen?
Who would be the ideal? Well, you know, okay, so now it is It is Eddie Van Halen and Alex Van Halen on drums and Wolfie Van Halen on bass. So, I mean, the obvious thing would be for Eddie Van Halen to marry someone, and then they could be the Van Halen singers. It would just be like a fam, like the singing Van Halens or whatever. If they're going to just get a normal person, like a civilian, I would want to sort of, mix it up a bit. So I would say they should either get maybe Terrence Trent D'Arby or Walter Payton. No, he's dead. Billy Sims. Okay.
Just in under the wire. Let me stop that alarm there.
Yeah.
John Munson, how do you do?
I give him Michael Anthony. That's the one thing I can never forgive Van Halen for doing is letting go their great singing bass player, Michael Anthony. Love you, Michael Anthony.
Craig Finn?
I give him DLR for David Lee Roth. I think they should kick everyone out of the band and just give it to Dave.
Mike Rylander?
I gave him one complete Van Halen family singers, which again is a perfect score, and Wolfie Van Halen actually has the head of a wolf.
Yeah.
So that's bonus points, so it's like 11.
Okay,
A
well,
la Spinal Tap.
wow. all
I
right.
gotta say, if I do lose this, I am going to appeal that because they fired all their lead singers, so they haven't had a hard time keeping them.
They've had a hard time resisting firing
Yeah,
them.
it's not like they can't keep them in the band. I mean, they get rid of them, and then they hire the new dude. So it's like.
Well, let me do the math here. I think. Well, Chuck Klosterman, congratulations, you're a winner. And Mike Rylander, thank you for judging, and John Munson and Craig Finn, I believe.